Hello, everybody. In today's lecture, we will be talking about the positive and negative effects of biotechnology. So, biotechnology is a concept that can be applied to microbes, animals, and crops. So, this essentially means that there are several branches of biotechnology, and any of this, when applied in the right way, can have several benefits to human beings. Otherwise, biotechnology can also be misused, and this would lead to several drawbacks. Now, talking about the positive effects of biotechnology, as I told you earlier, biotechnology can be used for both the good and bad purposes. And getting into the details of how biotechnology can be helpful to the humankind. Firstly, biotechnology improvises medical treatment and healthcare, where this area of science can be used for vaccine preparation, for drug discovery, gene therapy, or any other form of therapeutics for diseases. So, this remains an utmost importance of biotechnology to humankind. And nextly, biotechnology can be used to conserve resources, where it will help us carrying out a sustainable development without exploiting or abusing the resources already available to the human beings. So, this ensures that we can save our resources for the future generations also. Also, biotechnology can help in waste management. In today's condition, with a growing population and with an increase in urbanization, waste management has been of utmost concern. This phenomenon is observed across the world, where people are struggling to manage waste, be it the solid waste or the water waste. So, in order to manage these waste in a scientific manner, biotechnology can be of great help. As I said earlier, biotechnology improves medical treatment and healthcare. So, in the next point, we can also say that biotechnology can help in the lowering of rate of infection, where the techniques that have been discovered so far can help us fight diseases and also control the transmission of these diseases, apart from providing a scientific education to the people. Nextly, biotechnology can also be helpful in improving the nutritional quality of crops. When we say crops, they are those plants which have a commercial value, and most of which are consumed by human beings or animals. With the help of biotechnology or with the help of genetic engineering, to be specific, we can improvise the nutritional quality of these crops that are consumed on a regular basis, apart from ensuring a high yielding variety of the same crop and also making it disease resistant. All of which will help us ensure the food security that is essential for a country that is developing, where storage and logistics of food is inadequate, and biotechnology can help in improvising the shelf life of the food products and thereby providing for the food security. Now, talking about various positive effects of biotechnology, with the help of examples, at number 1 we have the golden rice, which was developed by the International Rice Research Institute located at Philippines. As we all know, rice is a staple food crop for over half of the world's population. And in Asian countries, the energy intake of as much as 30 to 72% of the people depends on rice. So it was identified that rice is an effective crop for targeting the vitamin deficiencies, with particular reference to vitamin A deficiency, which was estimated to kill as many as 6,70,000 children who were under the age of 5. And this deficiency also caused an additional 5 lakh cases of irreversible childhood blindness every year. So, to combat this issue, golden rice was developed. This was produced through genetic engineering, where the rice was given the capacity to biosynthesize beta carotene, which is a precursor of vitamin A. So this is how biotechnology came into the aid of fighting childhood blindness and child mortality due to vitamin A deficiency. The next example we have is no-till agriculture, which is also known as no-till farming or zero tillage or direct drilling. This is an agricultural technique that is used for growing crops without disturbing the soil through tilling or tillage. So when no-till farming is carried out, it decreases the amount of soil erosion that is caused in a few varieties of soils, like for example the sandy and dry soils which are found in the sloping terrain. Also, this technique can help in the increase of amount of water that infiltrates into the soil, apart from the retention of organic matter by the soil, and also the nutrient cycling. So this is one technique that can be achieved by the means of biotechnology to protect the soil health, which is very important in today's conditions. The next example we have is that of the cotton that produces its own insecticide. And this cotton variety is known as BT cotton, which is a genetically modified pest resistant variety which produces an insecticide to combat a particular insect called the bollworm, which infects cotton and ruins the harvest. So in order to produce BT cotton, a particular strain of bacterium known as Bacillus thuringiensis, which is commonly known as BT, is used. There are multiple strains of the BT bacterium which produce over 200 different toxins, which are commonly called the BT toxins. These BT toxins have insecticidal effect to the larvae of moths and butterflies, beetles, cotton bollworms, and also flies. However, these toxins are specifically harmful only to these varieties of insects, and they do not harm the other life forms. So this contributes to the non-insecticide pest management process. And biotechnology can be used in insertion of the gene that codes for the BT toxin into cotton. And when such an insertion into cotton has been completed, that particular gene is known as a transgene, and it will produce its own natural insecticide in the tissues of cotton. So this is how biotechnology has helped the economy of cotton growing farmers. Nextly, we have the biofertilizers, which contain living microorganisms that can colonize the rhizosphere or the interior of the plants when they are used as fertilizers. So this will promote the growth of the plant by increasing the supply or availability of primary nutrients and ensure that the plant grows really well in an organic manner. This is of utmost importance because continuous use of chemical fertilizers will result in degradation of soil and also promote environmental pollution, apart from damaging the human health. So thereby we can say that biofertilizers are a promising alternative for agricultural production. So with this I would like to conclude today's lecture. Thank you all.